What is up, investors? Jason here. So we're seeing some more pullback in the crypto market. We're seeing pullback in the stock market. We got new sanctions over in Russia from the EU. We got inflation. We got different things that are affecting the market. But at the same time, we still have Bitcoin holding above the $42,000 price, which to me is still great. We've seen a little bit of a drop with Bitcoin. We've seen a bit of a drop with Cardano, but we still have Cardano even at this moment above $1. We have Ethereum still above $3,200. We have Solana still above $110. We still have a lot of these recent gains that we made with crypto still there. Even though we've seen some pullback within the prices, we'll get back there soon. In my opinion, this is just something, of course, that happens. We currently have the crypto fear and greed index currently back in fear, as we can expect that as we do see these drops in the price of Bitcoin. But at the same time, we're on our way, working back up to where we were before. These are just little things that are a little bit of bumps in the road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a technical analysis on Bitcoin and Cardano. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or gently press that like button to help me out with the algorithm, help spread the content to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. Now let's get to it. So looking over the price of Bitcoin is holding strong at a $42,000 support. Now, the thing here is that this $42,000 support was a really big area of resistance for Bitcoin back in the third week of March when it had gotten over that. Now, we had seen it climb all throughout March and into April, where we were just seeing it do a bit of sideways trading as it had surpassed a resistance of $46,000. Now, we had seen it staying between that $46,000 price and trying to work its way up to a $48,000 price, but it was not able to hold on to that, which is why we ended up seeing it fall through, and now we're back at that $42,000 support at this moment. Now, we expected that we would see things have a bit of pullback, especially as we were seeing the MACD, the lines getting ready to cross. We knew things were getting ready to go a little bit bearish anyways. Now let's talk real quick about the moving averages of Bitcoin. Now we're going to look at the rallies that Bitcoin had back in 2021, where for the majority of the year, we had always seen the 20-day moving average above everything else, where we always saw the 200-day moving average at the bottom. Now, these were the rallies that we had seen on both these rallies where we had seen Bitcoin reach all-time highs back in April of 2021 and also in November of 2021. But look at this whole time. We had always seen these moving averages pretty much the same. As things got a little bit more bearish, which wasn't for very long periods of time throughout 2021, we would then see it go back to the 20-day moving average being the top and the 200-day moving average being the bottom. But looking over at times now, what were we seeing? We're seeing the 200-day moving average at the top and the 20-day moving average at the bottom. Now things are getting ready to crisscross here. We were seeing the 20-day moving average surpass the 50-day, the 100-day, and then as it got to the 200-day moving average, things got a lot more bearish, and then that's where we get this little bit of a drop that we have here. But we could be seeing this retest here any time. Of course, things are a little bit bearish at this moment, but it doesn't mean that things are not getting ready to turn bullish, which I expect that could happen here very soon, especially as we are seeing Bitcoin at these lower prices right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that same thing happen with the entire crypto market, as we do see, a lot of bullish activity within the crypto market, but things are just a bit more bearish at this moment, just because there's a lot of other things that are affecting the market, like when we think about geopolitical issues, we think about inflation, and we think of interest rates, which interest rates is one of the reasons why we saw a lot of the market actually drop, because we were talking about inflation and interest rates, and this is something that affects all markets. This is something that affects stocks. This is something that affects crypto. This is something that affects real estate. So this is what we're seeing right now. Things are just getting a little bit more scarcer. There's fear of borrowing money, things like that. That's something that does affect the market, and especially now that crypto is so intertwined, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, intertwined with the stock market. Now, for me personally, when I think about the fact that the 20-day is getting close to surpassing the 200-day moving average, then things there then get a lot more bullish for me personally, because Well, I have to think about the price of Bitcoin is still low in comparison to where it was at its highs. And for me, this is a great time to continue buying as we are seeing a little bit more of a dip. And who knows how much more time I have to continue buying Bitcoin at these prices. But that's my investment strategy. So there's different risk tolerance for everybody. Don't do what I'm saying just because I'm somebody talking about it. I'm not giving out financial advice, just my own personal opinions here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, when we look over at the entire crypto market and we look at how things have changed over these last 7 days, where we were seeing in the previous week, where we're seeing the 7-day percentages up quite a bit for all crypto, but now we're seeing just red everywhere. The majority of all the large cryptocurrencies are in the red over the last 7 days. We were seeing, a lot of movement with Solana, and now we look at Solana over the last 7 days, it's down 11%. Cardano down more than 10%, Avalanche 13%. A lot of these big cryptocurrencies are down quite a bit over these last 7 days. So when we look at the price movements of our altcoins, and we're going to use Cardano as an example because I know a lot of people like Cardano. It's one of the top cryptocurrencies, and I know my audience really enjoys it when I talk about Cardano. So let's do a little bit of a technical analysis on Cardano and what we're seeing with the altcoins. Just like as we had seen with Bitcoin, we had seen the MACD, the lines crossed. We knew that things were getting a little bit more bearish with Cardano, and that was to be expected. But the nice thing here is when we look at Cardano, and in the last video I talked about, when I made a video just on Cardano, I had talked about how we would see a little bit of pullback with Cardano, which would be expected, and that was if it was not able to surpass that $1.20 resistance, which that was an area that Cardano was struggling with, just like as Bitcoin was struggling to get over $48,000. We couldn't get Cardano over $1.20, which Cardano dropped, and then it fell back down to support of that $1, which it's been holding nicely. It's still trading within that $1 support and that $1.20 resistance right now. So what we're probably going to be seeing is we're probably going to see Cardano trade a little bit sideways here and then continue working its way back up to that $1.20 resistance, which I think we'll be able to surpass, especially with all the great things that are coming out with it. Now, let's go ahead and look at the moving averages, where we have the same thing like we had seen with Bitcoin, where we're seeing that 20-day moving average start making its rounds. But for Cardano, it was getting ready to surpass its 100-day moving average, which is where we have a little bit of resistance at this moment. Now, this 200-day moving average is going to be a lot harder to surpass, especially when we look at when did the 200-day moving average surpass the other moving averages, and that was started back in November of 2021, where we had seen it pass that 20-day moving average, and then we had seen it pass the 100-day moving average, right at January 1st, 2022. So at that time, we've been seeing the 20-day moving average at the bottom and the 100-day moving average at the top for a large majority of the time throughout most of all the first quarter of 2022. It was not until March 27th, March 28th, around there, that we had seen the 20-day moving average pass the 50-day moving average and then get close to that 100-day moving average. Now, just because in the short term we're seeing a lot of the altcoins fall in price because Bitcoin has, that doesn't mean that they always just follow what Bitcoin is doing. That's just off of the dominance of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin has 40% dominance of the entire crypto market and Ethereum has less than 20%. But Bitcoin used to have a lot more. I mean, Ethereum has been catching up a lot to Bitcoin's market cap. And then we look at the other altcoins where XRP, Solana, Terra Luna, Cardano, those ones are, close to 2% or 1.5% around there. Crypto market is evolving. A lot of these cryptocurrencies do have their own things that do drive the prices. Like we see when Cardano does release its new hard forks, where we see the price of Cardano, going up significantly, usually when that does happen. And I think that's also going to be the case this next go around. But I think that there's a lot more to offer this time around with Cardano, especially since there are so many smart contract applications that are waiting for the pipelining to come out. There's a lot of other things that these applications have been waiting for, and I think that when they are capable of doing what they're going out for, I think that we're going to see the next bottom for Cardano after its next big rally that it has be a lot larger than where it was at its bottom this go around. I think that things are going to be much more interesting. But anyways, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on the crypto market. What are you guys thinking about Bitcoin? What are you guys thinking about Cardano? I would like to know. So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. I'll see you all in the next one.